The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Shalom, 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 brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth. I'm Elder Rick Shar, the Gathered of Christ Church, here with a impromptu update. I'm about to leave Las Vegas, but there's so many things going on that, brothers and sisters, I couldn't wait till Wednesday. Even though I have some special guests coming in for the Wednesday's broadcast, there's so many things going on. Brothers and sisters, I had to come on. I had to come on this evening. All right, let's see what we have in the house. I'm not going to be on long at all, but I wanted to show you a few things that's going on, especially when there's emergency types of deals in the earth that are indirectly targeting and or will destroy our people. Okay, I had to jump on. Brothers and sisters, I would like to say hi to all of you. Okay, we got Divine Order. How are you? Apinawa. Pretty Roses. Oh, that's a nice name. AHAYAH, YASHAYA. I see some familiar faces here. Angela Wright, Carla James. How you doing, Carla? Yolanda, how are you? Blessings. Prince Kwazakya. I love that. Yeah, a prince of the power. James. Kim, how are you, Kim? Ron. Okay, we have the resident YouTube family in the house, and I'm glad you were able to pop in because I definitely have to drop a few things today. First and foremost, I would like to say all praises be to the Most High. AHAYAH, in the name of YASHAYA. I'm going to pull a few things up because, yes, there's some emergency reports I have to put out there with all that's going on with Joe Biden, quote unquote, stepping down. Hold on, let me see if I can find what's prepared. One moment. See if I can find it real quick. There's so many things that I prepped up in advance. One moment. One moment to see if I can find it. Or is it on Safari? One second, folks. All right. See? Yeah, it's right there, so I know I have it. One moment. There it is. I just have to find the layer for it. One moment. Give me 1 second, folks, so I can find it. Shalom, shalom. How are you? Good to see you all. I hope you all are healthy, blessed, doing fine. Let's see if I can find it. Hit the like button, folks. There's a lot I want to jump into. I'm going to try to cover a lot in a short time. Let's see. Here it is. I found it. I found it. All right. Shalom. And yes, before I go into what I have to talk about, all praises be to the Most High. AHAYAH in the name of YASHAYA. All right. May the Most High bless us and keep us through this. First and foremost, I would like to also thank the West Coast body. Okay. The West Coast body, man, they came here in Vegas, showed up in all that white and showed out in the spirit. Okay. In righteousness. I'll tell you. I mean, what a reception. What hospitality amongst the West Coast. Okay, it was such a blessing, from the baptism all the way to the Sabbath lesson. It was such a blessing, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But I need to jump in. Okay, let's go. Didn't I tell y'all so? All right. Joe Biden steps down, as they claim. But I told you, brothers and sisters, a long time ago, 2019 going into 2020, okay? No one is seeking to vote for Kamala Harris, all right? She got plastered in the primaries, but yet they wanted to use her as a new female Obama. What is that? An immigrant. Someone who doesn't have any interest in the grassroots people who have actually built the country, this country. The descendants of slaves, the tribe of Judah. So they wanted to try to do another Biden. Don't forget, the Biden administration never went away. And it's really to undermine us. So no one would vote for Kamala. So they put her on the ticket with Biden. Biden was dealing with, even 3-4 years ago, degenerative cognitive issues. Okay? So they snuck her in thinking that, okay, if something happened with Biden, he gets sick, or something happens where he doesn't make it to the next election, they'll have Kamala in place. Okay? That's so the powers that be can continue to run things through the White House. Now, what does that have to do with us, pray tell? Well, the Bible states this, my brothers and sisters. Listen, and listen well. Okay? If you never follow or listen to this channel, and you want to understand what's really going on prophetically on these particular politics, come to A Gathering 144. Okay? Now I'm going to pull up the Bible and let you understand what's going on here, folks. Right? First and foremost, the Bible states in the book of Proverbs, right? Let me move this out of the way. Hold on. Move this out of the way real quick. The Bible, brothers and sisters, states in the book of Proverbs, the book of Psalms, excuse me, the book of Psalms 104, verse 5. The proud have hid a snare for me, David states. A snare is a trap and cords. Okay? This is how cowards operate. They don't deal with frontal warfare. They set traps that would actually destroy a target demographic, and that's usually the tribe of Judah. The Negroes in America are from the tribes of Judah. So instead of frontal warfare against us, they set traps. like drugs, creating gangs, dividing families, incentivizing one side against the other. Urban warfare, which is incentivized. Bringing in immigrants who has what? Some immigrants who has a negative view on who we are. And these people come in and do what? They work for the enemy to undermine our people politically. That's a trap. That's a trap. And they have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins, Gins, listen, for me. So David understood that the enemies weren't trying to fight him face to face, or that could only rally us together against a common enemy. So the same as they came against David, the same as they set traps for Christ, this is what they're doing right now against the tribe of Judah. Right? So courts, we all tied up and confused, not realizing that our circumstances and financially, what's going on with the regeneration, all of this was planned behind closed doors through politics. Now, when some might ask, well, Elder Ricard, excuse me, what's a gin? This is a gin right here. A trap set for like a bear or a rabbit. The only thing they would need to understand is what bait can we put in the gin to trap a specific demographic? And the example I can give you, brothers and sisters, okay? Out of nowhere, when the so-called pandemic came, right? Pastors were wondering how they were going to pay the bills, keep the door open, right? So their church was incentivized to become what? Inoculation centers. See how it works? So now the people come in under the guise of being helped, but now look at how many funerals that the pastor has actually presided over since deciding to open up his church for something medical. Right? So that's just one of many examples, folks, of how they set traps. So why am I going into this Biden stepping down, and what does this mean for us, folks? Because think about this, folks. They claim that black people in America, the descendants of slaves, are only 13% of the population. Why are they so focused on our voting habits and who will our people support if we're the minority? Why is it all of a sudden, whether it be Fox, which is the conservative news, MSNBC, CNN, why are they focusing on what the blacks are going to do? Because, folks, it was about us the whole time. Right? The taskmasters are incentivized. And they're incentivized based on how much control they can have over our people, because they knew Judah would be roaring at the very end to awaken the earth, not just the 12 tribes. So through politics, the money is distributed to the taskmasters based on who can set the best trap against us. Are you following me? Are you following me here? Wake up, folks. Because this is incremental. They get our people sick, all these false diagnoses, make us weak, make us sick, divide the family, then come in with what? The death blow after setting traps. Right? How many of you, brothers and sisters, remember this? Fair use. How many of you remembered this right after after Biden and Kamala was voted in. How many of you remember this? Fair use for educational purposes only.
Van, what are your thoughts?
It's well, it's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters. And it's easier for a whole lot of people. If you're a Muslim in this country, you don't have to worry if the president doesn't want you here.
The immigrants that are coming over here from the Middle East. Why is Van Jones crying, pray tell?
You're an immigrant. You don't have to worry if the president's going to be happier to have babies snatched away or send dreamers back for no reason. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. You know, I can't breathe.
Folks, listen to this and listen to this well. Behind closed doors, after these performances, these guys at CNN and all that, the editorial people, the producer people, the politicians, they're cracking up after performances like this. I'm going to quantify this in a couple of seconds. I'm going to quantify this. Why was he crying? Well, folks, right after the election, this is why he was crying about the immigrants and all of these things. It's not that he cared about the immigrants. They were about to set a new working class within the United States, incentivized by international corporations within the United States, hiring primarily immigrants and foreigners from other countries. CNN right after that, July 2022. Listen to this and listen to this good. Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, donated $100 million each to CNN contributor Van Jones and chef Jose Andres. This is why he was crying, setting a trap. After being able to finesse the election, this guy knew that serious money was on the line. That if they can deliver this and allow all these immigrants to come in to undermine us, he would run away with the bag. $100 million to destroy our people in the inner cities and to cut us off financially. Now listen to this. Fair use. Listen to this now. Check him out right here. Check this out. Fair use.
For this to happen, it's kind of like when your grandpa, you gotta take the keys, and everybody, you gotta take his keys, you gotta, and he's fighting, and everybody's so frustrated, and then you finally get the keys back, and then you just cry, because this is somebody that you love, this is somebody that you care about, this is somebody who was there for you, this is somebody you wouldn't be here without him, and you have to take something.
So now he's saying, after crying and all of that, right? Because we all know Biden was just holding a seat that the corporations could actually bring in the New World Order through. So now the same guy, after crying about Biden, is crying that he have to take the keys like taking keys from your grandpa because he has dementia. Oh, the same dementia that you and all others denied a month and a half ago, well before the debate, claiming that he was sharp as ever. Folks, don't believe anything these people are saying. Like grandpa, we have to take the keys. No. The play is in order. The next play is to do what? If Biden lives up until the election, because who knows how they're going to do this after diagnosing him with COVID the other day. What could they do between now and election, now in the election, that would totally turn the United States into turmoil? Using now Kamala, if Biden doesn't make it, as president of the United States, because no one would actually vote her in. So this can be played one or two ways. They know that no one is going, especially white women, they're not going to allow someone who looks black to be the first female president. So it would have to be through a technicality to allow an immigrant, an Indian woman, to become the first president. That means Biden would have to, you know, he would have to be non-existent for them to have a play like this to make her president. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's probably, who knows if that's on the table for them. Or they can divide the country by having a primary where the majority of country would go against Kamala, and our women not understanding, dealing emotionally, begin to fight politically against the system because the United States is actually denying a quote-unquote black woman as president, which would divide the country on racial lines. Either way, it works for them. Listen to these two plays. Right? Listen to these two plays. They're setting a trap, folks. They are setting a trap. And folks, I'm so glad our sisters are beginning to wake up. I'm so glad they're beginning to wake up. Praise the Most High. Because I'm going to tell you, when the daughters of Zion have their mind set towards something, I'm going to tell you right now, it happens. When they are unified in one thought, that's much power with our sisters. This is why they try to, and have succeeded to some degree, incentivize our women through feminism to keep the black man down, because they understand the power of our sisters. Well, what if our sisters begin to wake up and say, you know what? They have fooled all of us. We're getting back under our men. They have set traps. Folks, I'm going to tell you, if we don't come together, if our people don't come together, if we still believe in the Democrats and all this, when all this go down, there are not going to be enough of us in numbers to oppose what they are about to unleash on us. Listen to what this sister is saying. Fair use.
Know that Kamala is a token? Do you know that nobody wanted to endorse her? Not even Obama wanted to endorse her because she's incompetent. Nobody wanted her in the position, but they did it because she was black. That's an insult. That means you're not intelligent enough. That means you're not quick enough. That means you're not smart enough. That means you're not even equipped. You're just black. And it works. And I know that I have been laying low politically because, again, I've been indicted. Understand something. I've been indicted by the Biden administration as a black woman for standing against the murder of innocent children, including and especially because they take up the biggest margin black babies, okay? So,
folks, the Democrats, the Demonuts, have indicted her because she was standing in front of Planned Parenthood abortion clinics with the Bible, preaching against what? What is deemed according to God in the Bible, murder. I don't care how they call it, a fetus and everything else. From a religious standpoint, and even on the outside of religion, throughout all of history, we understand if you destroy a baby before it had an opportunity to live, that was considered murder. Well, they indicted this sister because she refused to stand back and allow them to have all of these clinics disproportionately in in the neighborhoods where Judah lives, when we're the minority of the population. You would think these clinics, if it was for women, would be where the majority ethnic group lives, whether it be white or others.
So now Biden has stepped down, right? And I have been laying low. I've been like, listen, I'm not saying nothing. I'm going to just live my life. I'm in Vegas. I'm about to go into the buffet. I'm just trying to eat. I'm trying to be at Sphere. And I'm trying to be at Flyover Vegas, enjoying my little life with my husband before sentencing. But I have to say something. Let me explain something to you. And I'm speaking to the black community. I have to. I'm speaking to the black community, and I'm going to keep it a buck. If you, in your heart, feel like, oh, they're going to put up Kamala, I'm going to vote for Kamala, you are telling me how ignorant you are when it comes to politics. Not as a person, because just because you are ignorant according to politics doesn't mean you're an ignorant person, but you are very ignorant according to politics. And I'm going to tell you why. And a lot of people will get offended, but I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Kamala, number one, has never been for the black community. I want you to understand something. Kamala has played a part, just like Joe Biden, in persecuting and putting African-American people in jail by the droves. Droves, okay? When it comes to drug crime, she has treated drug crime as if it was murder, okay? And then on top of that, let me explain something to you. The only reason why Kamala is a vice president in the first place is because she's black. It is not because she is qualified. It is not because she is competent. It is because she's black. Now, why should you be
Now, check this out, brothers and sisters. Think about this. If they really cared about our people who built this country, wouldn't they have chose a strong black woman who was born in America like her, with a black husband who's a descendant of slaves from the tribe of Judah in America? Wouldn't she be the first in line before a child of an Indian immigrant? Why can't they choose the black woman? If they were going to choose a black woman who have suffered on this land since chattel slavery. Think about that. Because they know women like this, eventually through prophecy, would begin to come back to the knowledge of who we are and back her man under the divine order. And the last thing they need is a black man that she's submitting to, ordering things from high positions. I'm not saying I don't trust the political structure at all. But you have to look at how they use the black woman, but yet won't allow her in a position to truly help her people who have suffered here. They would find someone like Kamala who has no interest in us at all, or the country at all. Think about that. So I don't want to go through the whole thing because we're going to have some guests this Wednesday. We're going to sit around. We're going to sit around a round table and we're going to talk about the whole thing with what to look to this summer. I told people that it's going to be crazy because I know during election season, that's when all the crazy stuff comes out. That's when the marches happen. That's when people are politically jockeying for the social programs and finances to control the next 4 years. And that's what we're under right now. Straight mayhem and war politically that will be aimed towards destroying our people. Last but not least, check out not to say everything Alex Jones says is correct, but a lot of things Alex Jones have said has been on. Now check this out, folks. After harming our people through the during the George Floyd fiasco, opening up our churches, targeting our people. Now our people are sick, dying of heart attacks and all of that. And the preachers just let the enemy in to set a trap that will lead to what? Many of our people dying, getting replaced by the new working class of immigrants. This was strategically rolled out. Hence the reason why Van Jones was crying, and really those were tears of joy, knowing that he was about to get paid. And now for the next 4 years after the election, the administration would be led by the corporations, Bezos and others, to allow immigrants to come into the country who would eventually war against us. Now let me say this before I chime out. See, unless you understand international politics, you don't understand what's about to happen here in America. In Egypt and different parts of the world, you would hear about bombings of Christian churches, whether it be in Egypt and all of that. A spiritual war against those who believe in Christ. And guess what? When I was in Egypt and others and speaking to them, they were saying, well, listen, we think this has something to do with the ish, if you know what I mean, of why Christian churches in Egypt were getting blown up and all types of stuff under terrorism. Well, folks, listen to what Alex Jones is saying here. Fair use.
All I do is study this. So this is the normal threat continuum. So on the ladder, indictments, civil stuff, garbage, impeachments, take them off the ballot. And so next is assassination. So if you're a deep state and you shoot at the king, you miss, what's next? You don't just try to blow the king up with a truck bomb. You don't just try to poison his food. That's the standard procedure in history. You then attack black churches, black colleges with truck bombs or mass shooters. But a truck bomb's great when you're desperate.
Now, what he's saying, now, whether or not there's truth to it or not, he's saying that based on the intel he's getting, it's going to be the Christian churches or the black Christian churches getting targeted. Fair use. This guy was on a program on YouTube already, so I'm just playing what he put out there amongst a YouTuber. But think about this. What better way to cause a serious divide where the black people who are now back in Trump, what better way to put them back under the Democrat trap than to do something only to claim, listen, only to claim that it was a Trump supporter. So what he's saying, not to say it's true, but he's claiming that it could be a false flag that target black people. And then the news will claim it was a Trump supporter to move all the black people who are off the Democrat train altogether, realizing how destructive the Democrats have been for our people. Only because we are emotionally triggered and easily controlled, only through one of those events like a Christian church shooting or something like that, to have them now led by pastors, to say we must back Kamala. We must back the Democrats, using destruction on our people as a proxy. Brothers and sisters, like David said, they set traps. They set traps. So I need y'all to think about that. Okay? Not to say that everything he says is correct, but there's a lot of things that he put out there that did happen. One thing I can say he put out there, all in all, is that when it came to America operating with what they would call aliens and things of that nature, right? Or operating with entities from outside of Earth, he was called a quack job. He was called a conspiracy theorist. Only for a few years back now, the president and others was talking about it. See, Trump was talking about it. That yes, there is an outside threat from something on the outside of here that we must protect ourselves from. And then they created the United States Space Force, the Israeli Space Force. Oh, for what? For the same entities that you call what? Alex Jones a conspiracy theorist for? So again, Alex Jones isn't a prophet. He's not dealing with the Bible, but he says they have inside information that eventually they're going to target black people because black people are waking up, Judah, and have walked away from the Democrat Party. And they need to do something emotionally triggered, like a George Floyd, even though we're not going for the cop shooting crap anymore. Because if they really cared about shootings, they would have done something about the crime in our neighborhoods. So they know we're not going to fall for that anymore. So he said they may do something where churches are targeted and our people are targeted. And then the news will report these are Trump supporters attacking black people to cause a racial wedge before the election. Before the election, so that now it could sway the sentiments of our people who are no longer on the Democrat train. So keep your eyes open. Pastors of churches, I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all better come under the Almighty. Y'all better come under Christ. You better start teaching the truth because you're being targeted. You were targeted since the happened. And look, there's no more congregation, and they're about to come with the last shoe is about to drop on you because you refuse to turn back to God. So after this, what will be of the black church in America? Fair use. So I just want to talk to y'all real quick, folks. I'm about to soon leave Vegas, and I couldn't wait till Wednesday. I was shopping at the bit. I couldn't wait till Wednesday to talk about this. We're going to go into more detail this coming Wednesday. So I hope be there. We're going to have some special guests, round table, and we're going to discuss a few things because what? It's as if serious international news, prophetic news, is dropping almost on a daily basis. And I need y'all to think about this, folks. Well before when everyone was talking about Biden stepping down, what happened the day before that? The planes were actually landed or grounded. Microsoft said there was an international glitch that could affect the banks and the airlines. I believe that they were switching on to a new electronic grid. And what they're putting out there, that systems could have went down, planes were grounded. So something is going on, folks. And when it all happened, a lot of brothers and sisters were thinking, and I need you all to think. When it all happened, suppose it wasn't a drill. Suppose it wasn't something that could easily be resolved within 24 hours. Were you prepared? Were you prepared? Did you have enough food, water? Did you have your emergency provisions in place? Your connections to be able to pivot if need be, if something happened into your current city, to go to a different city and all these other things. So when you hear all of these things, when they say, well, okay, planes are landed, the electronics or the computers and the internet could have been down and all these others, the communications were disturbed. So this is the Most High actually giving us an insight to prepare and not really think that the grid is going to stay as it is. Judah is waking up. The enemy has become erratic as well as paranoid. Everyone knows, folks, that we're the children of Israel, and now the enemy has aligned themselves against us. We must prepare for the worst case scenario. Okay? And I would say stay prayed up. Keep your family in prayer. Make sure you have physical provisions. And make sure if you're traveling in other places, always have some emergency provision. Something that can get you out, get you out of situations under certain circumstances. Make sure. Because I thought about it. Oh, I'm in Vegas. I'm here to travel and see the people, right? And I'm thinking, I didn't have an extra go bag, right? I didn't have extra currency or at least a little gold or silver. So if something happened, to be able to barter out of the city if I need it. Okay, think about this, folks. This whole place, Las Vegas, is predicated off of ATM machines, electronics, the internet grid. And if things go down, how are you going to be able to get out when everyone is trying to get out at the same time? And do you have any resources on you that can at least get you from one place to the next? There was no trains, no planes, no buses. And at that point, 4 in the morning, when Elder Yarack called me, I said, you know what? I'm going to make sure under every circumstances, even if I travel, I'm prepared for the worst case scenario. Okay? Now, of course, we have the Most High with us. And we trust through faith that he'll keep his hedge. But the Bible states faith without works is dead. Okay? When he showed a famine coming to Egypt, Joseph had to actually do something to sustain the earth through the famine. Even though he had faith, there was still some physical action that had to go down in preparation. This is where we are, folks. Okay, they're setting a trap. Stay prayed up and vigilant. Okay? And come back to the Almighty. I need to show you all this before I roll out. I thank Shawan and his family. In Vegas, this is what happens. So while the world is going to Hades, God's people are getting cleansed, in preparation for the kingdom to come. While the world is falling, Israel is rising. While the world is falling, brothers and sisters, stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. Israel is rising. I'd like to thank the West Coast body for all their support. Look at these young daughters of Zion. Virtuous. Not out there in the streets and all these others. Look at this. Look at this. 12 tribes. We had Naphtali. We had all of them out there. Look at this here. What a blessing. What the Most High have done in this work. A great work through the Spirit of the Almighty. And there's much more work to be done. All the bishops, the deacons, the officers are to be commended. A great work is being done in this earth, folks, and this is why they're panicking. While the Christian church, the pagan churches are falling, Israel is rising. Now, before I go, I just wanted to keep this announcement, brothers and sisters, for last. Usually, you know what I do? I usually go through all my academy updates first, but I wanted to keep this for last, knowing that at the very end, the majority of the listeners would actually catch what comes next, especially in the midst of an election season, an election year. You really want to be a part of this academy when it comes to the news, real time getting information on what's going on. And the academy is none like anything else in this earth when it comes to learning the Bible, Hebrew, and news, brothers and sisters. And if you've never participated in this, you want to be in this academy where we'll be breaking down, unfolding the seals of the apocalypse from the beginning to the end. I'm going to also have a full lesson on the true religion of Moloch sacrifice. You'll understand Margaret Sanger. You'll understand that she was a witch in a cult, a Moloch cult that would lead to the sacrificing of many of the children of Israel at the very end of time. It's a cult. It's the cult of Moloch. And we're going to talk about this, folks. Margaret Sanger was a witch. They're under a Moloch priesthood, operating and destroying our people in plain sight without us realizing that we are the target. It starts Sunday, August 4th, 2024. And we have brand new lessons declaring the end from the beginning. The final judgment of evil, the return of the diaspora, the judgment of modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, the kingdom of God. Right now, brothers and sisters, we are accepting enrollments. Go to historytimes.org. We're accepting enrollments up until August 2nd. The class fee for the full 3 months, we've never increased this fee, is $150 per person for 3 months. It's a 3-month course, and it can be paid in 2 installments. The second installment will be due after 5 weeks in the academy, and the academy is not offered in parts. You must take the full 3-month course. Okay, the full 3-month course. You pay $75 initially, or you can pay the whole $150, or pay $75 initially, and pay $100 the other $75 before the week 6. Okay. Secure your spot, okay? Go to historytimes.org. When you click on historytimes.org, this page will come up right here. I would like to see you all there. We're in the midst of an election year, and believe it or not, a lot of the news that we deal with, folks, we can't actually, be open without certain censorship on these other platforms. At least we're uncensored, unbridled, because we have to pay a lot of money for this, actually, too, on our own platforms, such as what we do within the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Please, you can help the work through this. The finances are utilized to be able to put things into something tangible before they go into it in an electronic grid. Okay? We need animals. We need vegetation. Whatever they doing in the world, folks, we have to make sure that we have something tangible before they go to electronic grid, and all your support helps under emergencies like we are preparing for. Okay? So again, August 4th, Go to historytimes.org. I want to see you there, folks. None of this, brothers and sisters, could be possible without your continual support. And the more you support, guess what? The more work gets done. Okay? Keep in mind, folks, I'm going to tell you this right now. Okay? Even when I came to Arizona, came to the West Coast, we put out for that. I'm not receiving anything, even if they give me a little offering or something, but anything outside of that, it goes all to the church and to the work. Okay? So I would like to say I love you. Okay? I pray for a safe trip back to Philadelphia. And I thank you for all your continued prayers and support. But folks, it seems like prophecy is unfolding on a daily basis now. And if something go down, I'll be here. But this is the big thing with him stepping down, because we talked about how they were looking to prop Kamala, who would have never made it to that position under a normal electoral process. The corporations need proxies. So I'm not going to let any more cats out of the bag until this coming Wednesday. We have a round table with some special guests, and I hope you're there for the Wednesday's broadcast, okay? Love you. May the Most High be with you. Stay prayed up. Sin not. I'll see you Wednesday. Go to historytimes.org to enroll. And keep in mind that the Most High is calling back the children of Israel. Shalom. All right. We're at the end of it. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's go. Not that one. AHAYAH's calling back Israel. I'll see you Wednesday.
The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel. 721 BC. The Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With the great escape, we went to the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. So we be Manasseh, the Cubans. We from Puerto Rico, a valley from the Oz from Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. From Panama, get the North American Indians. Simeon with the Dominicans. AHAYAH's gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us at gunpoint. Together our wives and children then sold us.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Look at some of the gifts brothers and sisters are making. Look at that bag. Exodus 3 and 14. Look at these bags. I am AHAYAH. Isn't that nice? Our people are resourceful, folks. What gifts? Got a pair of AHAYAH socks. Socks. Look at this. AHAYAH socks. And it's from Warrior Wear. Not Warrior Wear, but Warrior Wear. You can find them on the GOCC network. Bags, t-shirts, socks, footies, women's gear. Look at that bag. Right? I am AHAYAH. Check it out. Boy, man, I'm so proud of Israel, and I know the Most High is also. Christ has awakened the lion. We're the children of Israel, and we're back. Shalom. I'm going to tell y'all Wednesday on how y'all can get these if y'all would like them. All right? Have a good night. A good day.
By the rivers of Babylon, we found our brothers here. AHAYAH in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans, from the Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians. AHAYAH gathering in Israel. In Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans. That's who we be Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, Manasseh, the Cubans, we from Puerto Rico, the valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, yeah, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans. AHAYAH's gathering Israel.